Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg, and it's always a good day when our friends from the Scripps Ranch Theater are in the house chatting about yet another great production that they do. Great community theater. By the way, joining us is Olivia Espinosa, the director of the production Extreme Home Makeover, joined by an actress in the production, and that is Leticia Bombardier. Leticia and Olivia, good to see both of you.
Thanks
so
for
much.
having us.
Everyone doing okay?
We are. The show is up and running and doing fantastic.
So when did it start?
So last Saturday was our opening night, the 12th.
And it goes till when?
December 4th.
December 4th. And it plays how many days during the week?
So we go Friday through Sunday. Friday and Saturday are at 8 o'clock, Sunday at 2, matinee.
Right, exactly. So how many plays have you directed?
I've directed a lot of staged readings, touring shows, but this is actually my first official one in a theater that is stationary. So with all the lights and sets that don't have to go anywhere else. So I'm really excited and proud of it.
So how did you find out about the production? Do you know the author? Do you know the playwright? Or you just happened on it? How does this work?
I worked with Jill, the artistic director, quite a long time ago. And they were going to do this play in their season. And she reached out to me. And as soon as I read it, I loved it. I had an instant connection with it. So it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, that sounds great. Leticia, how long have you been acting?
Since 2000.
Okay.
But this is actually my first play. So super, super excited about the opportunity and the wonderful cast and crew that I get to work with. And Olivia's just phenomenal.
Right. So what type of acting did you do before?
There was a fluke part I got in the movie Traffic in 2000.
Really?
Yeah.
Talk about that fluke.
Oh my gosh, it's a long story, but
we got a couple hours.
I worked at the Hall of Justice. I was a probation officer, and they were filming in our building.
Okay.
And I was on vacation the week they were filming. So when I got back, my friends were like, "Oh my gosh, we saw so and so." So I'm like, "Okay, tomorrow, because today's my first day back. Got to get all my stuff together." After work, I drove by where they were filming. I saw the little parking tents. It said only till midnight. And I thought, shoot, I'm going to miss it. So I got out, found a parking spot with money on the meter, asked some random guy, like, hey, do you need extras? He's like, sure, call this number. Called. They said, bring a photo to us in San Diego. If you send it to LA, we'll be gone by Saturday. Went to Star Shots because I have no photos of myself in 2000.
This is a great story.
And got a call Wednesday and said, hey, are you available? Do you speak Spanish? I said, yes. Next thing, I'm in the movie and loved the whole production of it, behind the scenes, and just kind of got hooked.
That's right. And, Olivia, is that what made it easy for her to get in this play? Because you knew about those in Traffic, or just she is just
right.
Great
I know the star from Traffic is here.
Right,
No.
exactly.
I didn't know that story until actually, I think, a few weeks into the process. But
that's very funny.
Leticia came in right away, and she gravitated towards this role, and you see that spark in her, and she literally transformed on stage. You would not recognize her on stage, and in terms of the energy she brings to this character, it's a totally different person within her. It's fantastic.
That's great. Talk about the play. What's it about?
So it's called Extreme Home Makeover by Makasha Copeland. A few years ago, they did have a staged reading of it at the Latinx Festival at San Diego Rep. And it's about a family who is auditioning to be on Extreme Home Makeover. It takes place in 2007, sort of at the height of when that show was actually on ABC. And I can't tell you the circumstances of why they the impetus of starting this audition process. But the cool thing about it is everything that you see, that the audience sees, is exactly what the camera would see for the audition tape. So we just see multiple takes of of them and the family. And throughout the rest of the play, it just gets deeper and deeper in terms of diving into this family story, what motivated them, and what they're actually going through.
Right. So when you direct this, okay, do you have the original script in front of you? How does that work?
Yeah, we do. So and the fantastic thing about it is this is actually the playwright's first play too. So she was very open to having a lot of firsts here, but she was very open to having a conversation about what she saw within the play and how I connected to it. And we had a great conversation about where we match within that. And she's, although not part of this process, she's very open to communicating, and it's just a wonderful play.
Right, exactly. So what is your role in the play?
I play Guadalupe, and I'm the grandmother.
Okay. You're too young for a grandmother.
Well, you haven't seen me on stage yet.
Okay.
Transforms until it gets.
Okay, I got you. That's what makeup and all that stuff is for. Yeah. All right. Do you like this role? Do you like this grandmother? Was it tough to play this grandmother?
I like her. I think she's a little snarky sometimes.
Okay.
Full of life and strong-willed. So I've brought some elements of my grandmother's to the role, and down deep inside, it's part of me too. So I can't deny that.
Right. So with that, bringing your grandmother's, yourself to the role and so forth, was that easy to make that adjustment or not?
It felt really comfortable. It felt like it was a part of me.
Right.
And I am pretty much the matriarch in my family as well, and try to keep things together. So it really wasn't a stretch. But the way she communicates is a little bit different. I think that's probably how I feel inside.
Right. So we are chatting with Leticia Bombardier, excuse me, and she is the actress in Extreme Home Makeover, joined by the director, Olivia Espinosa. So, Olivia, are you the one choosing the actresses? And how long did the audition process take?
Yeah, so we started, I believe, back in September, and had a couple of different audition processes. We typically start with an audition where an actor will read portions of the script, and there's a lot of really wonderful monologues in this script. So there was the actors performed those, and then we had a callback where we invited some of the actors back to read once again. And then we had a second audition for one of the roles just to really get the family dynamic down and the right combination of actors.
Right. Is there things that are unique to this play that makes San Diego a great place where it's being, produced and performed, or it could be anywhere USA?
That's a great question. And I think it definitely could be anywhere USA, as well as any family USA. It's any American family. This is a Texan Mexican American family. They're Tejanos. But it's really the story of hope and familial relationships. And so in that respect, it's universal. But also where it takes place in Texas, Kingsville, Texas, it is Texas borderland. And here in San Diego, we can certainly relate to that as well in terms of the cross between American, Mexican, and all the crossover in between.
Right, exactly. And was that a key component to when you were choosing folks like Leticia and other people to be in the play?
I think so. I mean, I think it's a wonderful connection that we all have, obviously, looking for an all-Latino cast. But definitely you have to sort of have that spark and see that within them, too, that for example, who in the actors who play Marco and oh my gosh, now I'm totally forgetting her name. Lupe, Marco and Lupe. It's been a while, right? We already opened. I'm over it. But the actors who play Marco and Lupe, they are brother and sister in the play, and they truly get along like brother and sister. So it was just a happy accident in that way. But that's all that you could hope for as a director in finding the right people.
Right, Leticia, is the play in English? Is it in Spanish? Is it a little mix of both?
It's primarily in English, but there are some Spanish lines within the play that really hits home. I did on opening night have some folks who didn't speak Spanish, and God, I really wish I knew what you were saying, because it was so, they were impacted by the feeling of the show.
Right.
So I was able to translate those parts to them. But based on that, you're not missing the emotion of what's being conveyed.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, I understand there's a lot of universal themes to the play.
Yes, well, family for sure is one of them. And I think too, really just a hope to get through something that is very difficult, and whatever way of survival and how you fit in as a family to help your family stay afloat. That's what comes through each four of these fantastic actors, is within the character, how they can sort of keep afloat within their family, but also do something to help them move forward out of a difficult situation.
Right. Does this production parallel anything in your life? And you say, boy, I see me in Leticia's character, or I see me in whomever else's character?
I think there's a little bit of me in all of them for sure. I mean, in Leticia's character, she's one of those matriarchal people who, if you fall down and scrape your knee, she's the one who'll say, you're fine, get up, that kind of thing. And so there's that within it. And each one of those characters has a little bit of something.
Right.
But I think in general, this play really touches on what some of the things that we ask for in regards to an application process when it comes to like Extreme Home Makeover,
right.
The families that we're looking for, and what that show in particular was asking people to put down on paper. And it's difficult to put your life down on paper and tell stories that are very close to you in regards to just close familial stories. And so I think it's a universal story in that way when it comes to what we're asking people to put down on paper in order to receive resources that could help them.
Yeah, we're chatting with Leticia Bombardier. She is an actress in Extreme Home Makeover, playing at the Scripps Ranch Theater, joined by the director of the production, Olivia Espinosa. Again, how do people get tickets?
Oh, scripsranchtheater.org, I believe.
Okay, right.
Yeah, we also are on Instagram and all of those fantastic places. But we have, so I mentioned Friday through Sunday. This Monday, we have a fantastic, what we call an industry night, which is a rare Monday night performance, specifically targeted for the theater community who are in shows also and only have Mondays off. So it's a great way for them to see the show. But we're also giving tacos and margaritas to ticket holders. So it's also a great chance to mingle and get to know the rest of the community coming to see the show.
Right. And that Olivia goes through when? December what?
December 4th.
December 4th. Okay. When we come back from break, we're going to continue our conversation with Olivia and Leticia, talk more about the production and get your thoughts now that you are an Academy Award-winning actress in Traffic. Now, don't be looking at Traffic and Drew, you've lost your mind again, but we do have someone that was on Traffic over here. But Leticia can talk about those experiences and others and so forth. And then Olivia, maybe you can talk a little bit about I always like to, leave this up to, and you too, Leticia, people who want to get into this field, people who want to get into live theater production. What advice do you have for them? Because I think a lot of people are interested in doing this, but I don't know. I don't want to dip my toe into it. Whatever the case may be. It's always fun to hear from the experts. When we come back, we're going to chat more with our friends from Scripps Ranch Theater. We'll be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing great things to San Diegans for more than 60 years with their friends from the Scripps Ranch Theater. Olivia Espinosa, director of Extreme Home Makeover, joined by actress Leticia Bombardier. She is playing a grandmother in this play, and we were chatting in the first part, Leticia, that you can see a little bit of your grandparents and even some of yourself in this aspect of it. How much freedom do you have to deviate a little bit? And boy, I think I would feel good doing this instead of X. Or do you have not that much freedom?
Olivia's given me quite a bit of freedom and actually pushes me to the edge. So it's very freeing to have that that support and the guidance. While I have an idea of where I want my character to go, someone else's perspective, such as Olivia's, and directing us is like giving you other considerations. Like, have you thought about this? Yes, but what about this as well? So it's been fantastic to have her guidance throughout.
So do you change some things around from performance to performance, that on this performance you did X? I mean, not 180 degrees.
Right. I know. I'm watching here.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. By the way, watch what's going to happen next week when I'm on. But where you go, I'm going to just, change it up a little bit without deviating too much?
Perhaps in the delivery of some of the lines.
Okay.
But what I have found, actually, I was chatting with another someone who helps coach me as well. And I was telling him in one of the performances, it was almost like an out-of-body experience. Like I knew I was saying these words, but it really wasn't me. And
right.
So I just embodied Guadalupe, and it just felt so natural, and it just flowed without even skipping a beat. So it's kind of a natural high to be on, at that level.
Yeah. And, Olivia, I'm sure obviously that's, directors are all good at this, whether it's someone that's directing, actresses and actors, or it's baseball managers directing players and all that. You've got to know when you give some leeway and when you got to curb somebody in. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think my biggest thing is really because I am an actor. I started in the theater as an actor. So yeah. I feel like I can understand that at a certain point, and I think I told the actors this, at a certain point, I need to be reminded as a director that you've embodied this character far longer than I have. And at a certain point, you begin to know a little bit more in their skin. And so I always have to leave room for that and acknowledge that and totally respect that. And I would say over the course of, beginning to end, the play only deepens. You find more within it, and it just strengthens the characters even more.
Is that probably true for all plays, correct?
I would hope so. I would definitely say it. Because you're also, there's the jitters, that come with opening night and your first audiences, but also a settling in to real ownership of who your character is and relaxing into it.
Right, exactly. And, certainly when you're looking at it from, your bird's eye view, are you acting in this one or not?
No,
or
just directing.
Right. And of course, Leticia, you see it up front and personal because you're staring right into the audience. I'll start with you on this, Leticia, and then you'd add to it as well on this, Olivia. How much do you play off the audience and how they're reacting to what you're doing?
That's a tricky question because sometimes you're not getting the reaction you think that you're hoping for,
okay,
right?
Right.
And it's hit and miss. So some things hit with certain audiences and other things hit with different audiences. So I really just try to focus on my fellow players, on my fellow actors, because they're the ones that I need to be listening to.
Right.
And so I think, I don't even know how this is going to sound, but I don't want the feedback from the audience just to be gratuitous. I want it to be real within our family on stage, and their reaction is really what I need to feed off of in order to give a proper performance.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's got to be so hard to do. I mean, you guys are pros and you know how to do that. And you've acted as well on this, Olivia. But boy, it would be tough to sit there and say, I'm doing this and I'm watching these guys over here in the audience and they're giving me googly eyes or whatever the case may be. And they look bored out of their mind. All right, come on, get back to this line I have to do. You really have to just block all that out, do you not?
You kind of do, absolutely. But I would say it's as she said, it's tricky because
Right.
you could feel like, well, they're not laughing or they're not with me. But I've now been sitting in the audience, and even though they're not necessarily engaging in terms of laughing, you can tell it's palpable in the audience. They are listening, they are invested, and that's what you can ask for. That's just the most you could ever ask for, is that investment.
Yeah, absolutely. We're chatting with Olivia Espinosa, director of Extreme Home Makeover. It's playing at the Scripps Ranch Theater, joined by one of the actresses, Leticia Bombardier. And it'll go on into December. Get your tickets now. How have ticket sales been going? Good?
Great. We've got some wonderful reviews out there. So we're
Nice.
looking forward to just showing it to more audiences.
All right. Do you have the audience do any reviews at all? Do they do reviews?
Good question. I'm not sure. I know we definitely have a lot of reviewers in the house that are anywhere from like a blog to
Right.
the UT, right?
Right.
But that's a great question. I don't know.
Well, the reason I bring that up is the guest right before you folks was Len Navarro, actually a former colleague of mine at the Union Tribune. He was on the Tribune side, and he's just written a book called Word Slinger, the life and times of a newspaper junkie. But his publisher said they want the lay people to write reviews, not just the book review people, the people actually, and so we put a push out for that. And, that'd be interesting to see if they're, you see that in the theater business. I bet not. I bet that would, but why not, right?
Absolutely.
Have people, if they want to write a review, they write a review, and they're not necessarily expert reviewers, right? But that's okay, correct?
That's completely okay. Theater is for everybody. Everybody has an opinion one way or the other. So we always want to hear from our audiences.
So maybe we should make this a point here. You've heard it here first on our spotlight on the community show. Let me ask you this, Olivia, as we wrap up here, and then you jump into Leticia if you can. What do you want the audience to take away from this performance?
I would love the audience to see a sense of hope in a family who is going through the unimaginable. And I would love for them to take away the strength within this family, within this Tejano family, that we don't always get to see on stage. And I think that's a real joy to have that reflected on stage.
That's great. How about you, Leticia?
Oh, that's such a great question. For me, love and hope, that's what there is. That's what keeps us motivated and keeps us moving. And sometimes the solutions that we think are right are not necessarily right for us. And so really just taking a deeper look into how we see our problems and what we think the solutions are, and just taking a step back. Just like I said with Olivia, I have an idea of what my character is and how I embody her. But when you have someone step back and look at it from the outside, it gives you a different perspective. But at the end, the story is, I think, about love and hope.
Yeah, no, I think that's terrific. And listen, I love having the community theaters on, you folks, Oceanside, all the ones up in North County. And you offer so much things that are so important to our residents in this county. And, I don't think people take advantage enough to go to these community theaters. Nothing like seeing something live anyway. And obviously the pandemic, hit everyone right between the eyes, and it certainly affected live performances more than anyone in that aspect of it. And of course, you had to do those, online performances, we know, on that. We remiss if I didn't give a shout out to Susan Clausen, who's wonderful. Brings a lot of her guests on our spotlight in the community shows. But what you guys bring is a little bit what you were both saying, hope, which you didn't say, but I know it's all part of what you guys do, and that's empathy. This world needs so much empathy. We need a massive shot of empathy. And that's something that you folks bring at community theaters as directors and actresses. And I just thank you so much for doing that. So it's very important. And we're with you 100%.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet. Once you shout out, wow, people can get tickets. One more time, Olivia.
ScrippsRanchTheater.org.
Very good. And a place till when?
Until December 4th.
Okay, Extreme Home Makeover. Olivia and Leticia, what a delight having you on. Have great success, had sellout crowds and all that business. And we know we'll have Scripps Ranch Theater back on the show sooner than later. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
You bet. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things for San Diegans for more than 60 years.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.